Basic Parashat Balak, Strat Hashem, we start Erev Shvasar B'Tammuz. Last week we learned about two kings, Sichon and Og, that Israel fought with them and defeated them. Now here we learn about Moab, that saw how powerful Israel are, by Balak ben Sippor. Balak ben Sippor. Balaturim says why Balak is called Balak? Because Balak, he wanted to lick the dam of Israel, like a dog licks. He wanted to destroy Israel. Balak ben Sippor. He was ben Sippor. Some say the father name really was Sippor. Sippor means a bird. Now he was Balak himself was a big magician, and his magician was through Sippor. In other words, we see it later on also in the morning he did the job, because in the morning the birds make noise, and the magician could get things out of the Sippor birds. That here Balak ben Sippor, it could also Israel Amori. He saw what Israel did to Amori. Rashi, these two kings, Sichon and Og, that we were relying on them, they were the guardians of all of the 7 countries in Israel. And we were relying on them, and they got destroyed. Of course, therefore Moab got afraid. It's really interesting to point out that Moab got afraid. Why? Because really they couldn't capture Moab. But what could have done, they could have robbed them and get some, some annoy them. Because when the daughter of Lot named Moab, says from father, she wasn't modest. That's why HaKadosh Baruch Hu let Chahal Israel here to have some type of quarrel with them and rob them and get something from them. But they weren't allowed to fight with them and get their land. They were really, Moab should not have been afraid, but he was afraid because Chahal Israel were robbing them. On that, they got afraid. It's very interesting that all of the idea started up from the mother wasn't modest. If that mother was modest like Bnei Ammon, Torah says don't do anything to them. If the mother was modest, all of these things in the parasha would not have happened, and Moab would not be destroyed. All of these things would not have happened. If you see small act, how far it goes. Moab got scared, frightened Moab. Mipnei ha'am me'od. Kirabu, exceedingly, Kirabu, because there are a lot. There were aham, there are a lot. Vayagos Moab, and it disgusted Moab. Mipnei ben Israel from Israel. So always we have ha'am and Israel. Am are the low base of the nation. He got frightened from the low base, in other words, Parashat people, because there are a lot, multitude. But Israel, they are cheshuvim. Those that are cheshuv. But Yaakov became disgusted from Israel. One is quantity, one is quality. Even Moab is Midian. Moab told the elders of Midian, Ata, Na, Yirachechu Hagor Kresurutenu. There is a congregation that will lick up all of surroundings, Kilchoch Hashoret Erekasode. Just like an ox licks up the greeneries of the field. And Balak ben Sur was the king of Moab at that time. First Rashi says, why Zichron goes to Midian? Rashi, Halo me'olam hayu sonim ze et ze. Always Moab and Midian were hating each other and fighting with each other. She'bar hamaki et Midian besade Moab. Sheba Midian al Moab le'milchama. Ella miratan she'Yisrael asu shonem elehem. But because they had the same enemy, which was Israel, they made peace between each other. They were Moab and Midian became friends because of the common enemy, which is Israel. No, Mara Moab Midian. Why did Moab go and get its advice from Midian? Because they saw that Chahal Israel are fighting, and the victories of Chahal Israel is not normal. They don't find normal. They said the leader of Chahal Israel is Moshe Rabbeinu, and he was raised up in Midian. Let's find out what is his power that he's leading Chahal Israel. There always, when we want to find with the nation, we have to find out what's the source of the power of that nation. Usually the source of the power lies in the leader. Now the leader, they told him that the koach power of this nation is belief. Torah and Tefillah, Bol Yaakov. Unbelievable. Our enemy understands what's our koach, and we don't understand. Now also here they understood the best weapons that they have, the best technology that they had at that time, it doesn't help them. What helps them is to cover up him. It's very ironic to point out that a lot of times our enemies, they realize our power more than we realize our power. We are very proud of the army of Israel, the weapons of Israel, they have the best technology to fight, but really what is fighting is the power of speech of God Israel is Torah and Tefillah. Torah here is pointing out that the greatest power of the Hal Israel is HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Torah and Tefillah. Therefore, an unbelievable insight in this parasha. Goyim, they are not trying to use their weapons, which is guns and different type of atomic bomb or anything to go against Hal Israel. They are going to manipulate HaKadosh Baruch Hu to go against Hal Israel. And the mark of the parasha is that you are dreaming. You can't get HaKadosh Baruch Hu to go against Hal Israel. They understood, it's an unbelievable point in the parasha, that our enemies understood that nothing works except getting the power of Hashem. What is where the Kilala come from? The Kilala comes from the power of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. They figured out if we could manipulate the power of Hashem in a way to curse Hal Israel, we're going to destroy them. And that's why it's one of the Zechirot. Every day we have to remember 10 things. One of them is what Bilam wanted to do and HaKadosh Baruch Hu didn't let. At that time, because really he wasn't defeated for the king, they made him a king. Once they saw that Og and Sichon died, they made Balak into a king. וישלח מלאכים ולברם בן באורה פטורה, אשר הנהר אצל מן העמוד יגרו לו, ויאמר מוהי נעם ארץ מצרים, נכיסו את הנהר אצל מוהי. They sent, וישלח מלאכים, they sent messengers, El Bilam to Bilam ben Beor. They wanted somebody to work with mouth, Bilam ben Beor. Bilam is called Bilam Bala'am. Really, Bilam was very jealous to Moshe Rabbeinu. One of the Mishnah says, one of the things was jealousy of Bilam. He felt is the best candidate to bring Hal Israel out. And somehow there was a misprint. Hashem chose Moshe Rabbeinu. He was such a high caliber. Bilam got the name of Bilam, Bala'am, or Beliam. He wanted to swallow the nation of Hal Israel, and measure by measure, Hashem made a Beliam. We learned at the end that he became partial person. He could have been the Navi of Goyim, and he got lost. Ben Beor is the son of Beor. Beor comes from Bar. Bar means fool. He made himself into a fool. Or Beor means Bear Behemah. And he came such a low darga that he had an intimate relationship with animal. Petora, he was from the place of Petora. Now why do we have to know Petora? Because Petora means Shulchan. Therefore Chazal tell us that he was like a Shulchani, like an exchanger. What does exchanger mean? What does Shulchan mean? Shulchan means a person that was exchanger to the currency of different monies from different countries. Every country would be in touch with him to change the currency. And he had the table to put it on. No, it doesn't mean that he changed the currency, but all of the kings, they would send their questions to him to ask him. He was such a smart fellow and he knew and had power to do it. Now some say Petora means Shulchan because there is a pasuk in Shaya Rabbi says Orchim legat Shulchan. There are a lot of times they put a table for Avodah Zarah, full of food, full of things. You appease the Avodah Zarah through the Avodah Zarah would help you out. Now here they are telling us what was the Kubach of Bilam. Kubach of Bilam, there are two ways to understand Kubach of Bilam. One way is that he had the Kubach of Tuma, Ayin Hara. In other words, Ayin, we're going to see, that's why they had to ask him to come and see Hal Israel. Why does he have to come? Curse him from there? Because his Kubach was through sin. Because Ayin has a very interesting power. Now the Gemara says, and Zahar said, that whatever that HaKadosh Baruch Hu does, the function of Hashem you find in human beings. Now one function of HaKadosh Baruch Hu is that he has supervision. He supervises. He observes. He sees what people are doing. And that's a thing. That's a judgment. That is eye in a person. With your eye, you see, you observe, and you judge. But when you want, a lot of times you want to see somebody say it's lying or not, you look at his eyes. The eyes would say whether he is lying or not. Or you see a lot of times, people, came out from the cave and he saw things and got destroyed. Or Natan in Nehala, the Gemara says he puts his eyes on him and he died. Because eye has a kovach of judgment, could judge. Therefore, the power of Bilam was in his eyes to see and to make that judgment and to bring out the shefa of the Sitra Achra. Asher Anor, that was next to the river, Eretz Bnei Ammo, the land of Bnei Ammo. Bnei Ammo, Rashi says, Shel Balak. Therefore, really, Balak belonged to Aram, the same place that Bilam lived. And then he became to Midian, he became a king in Midian, and then he became to Moab and became one of the Melech of Moab. Lichrolo, to call him. He told him that this calling is for you, for your sake. Why? Because if you could destroy the Har Israel, I'm not the only one to become happy. The Egyptians become happy. All of the 7 countries in Canaan, they become happy. You're going to become a rich and very famous man. You fight Har Israel to destroy them. Lichrolo, we calling for you. Lemor, Hine, behold, Am Yatzam Mitzrayim. In a very low and disgracing way, he says a nation came out of Mitzrayim. That's a Ha'am. He doesn't, Am Yatzam Mitzrayim. Why? First of all, he wanted to disgrace Har Israel. Then he didn't want to say that's a famous Har Israel, because he was afraid that if he says famous Har Israel, then Bilam would be afraid. He would say that I don't come. He saw it in Ares. It covered the eye of the earth, means there are multitude, there are a lot. But Mefarshim say En Haaretz means the eye of Ares was Og and Sichon, and they covered them, they destroyed them. And he's sitting, he camped in opposite of me. Mimuli, we need Wav. Wav is not there. Rashi says, why does the Wav is not there, Mimuli? Because we run a friend from a Male. Mal means to cut, to destroy. He's sitting next to me to destroy me. Where Ata, no. Balak is telling Bilam, we have to do it right away, because we don't know any minute what does this nation to do to me. Ata now, Lecha now, come. We said that why does he have to come? He could curse him right there. But no, his kovach was in seeing them. He had to see them. Come and curse for me this nation. We have 3 words for Kilala. One Arur, Kilala, and Kaba. Now, Arur means the word that has impression. When you say it happens. By Torah, whenever that HaKadosh Baruch Hu cares is Arur. Arur ata Arur. Arur means saying the word that the word has impact and impression. That's Arur. Kilala means that the word doesn't have impression, but it's disgracing. Therefore, HaKadosh Baruch Hu to human beings is Arur. To human beings to Hashem is Mekaler. What do we call the one who disgrace Hashem? Mekaler. Because he just says words, uttered word, that the words didn't have any impact on HaKadosh Baruch Hu, but it disgraced Hashem. And Kava means saying the Kilala in the Arur Dike way, but more specific. Now he says, Aray Ta'amazeh, ki atzum mimeni, because it's more powerful than me. Maybe I could strike him, but I will chase him out from the land. Because I know it, I know whoever you bless is going to be, and whoever you're going to curse is going to be cursed. Now, how did he know? Because in other words, when Sichon was fighting with Moab, Sichon couldn't overcome Moab. Sichon got help from Bilam. Therefore, he said, I know that you could do it. Now it's interesting, he tells him that I know that Tevarech Mevorach, Ta'or you are. He says, whoever that you curse, Ta'or you are, is future. It's going to be cursed. But Beracha, Tevarech doesn't say Yevarech, he says Mevorach. You should have said, Asher Tevarech, whoever that you gonna bench, Mevorach, is blessed. No, the point is like this. What did Bilam do? First you say, Bilam really, he had 2 powers. One power is that through Kovach of Tuma, he was able to curse people, or he knew when Hashem gets angry, and that time to curse, and the curse would be fall. Now, but what about Beracha? How was he able to take Beracha? When knowing the Hashem's anger doesn't help you for blessing, for bracha. Really, they say what bracha he gave was phony. It wasn't real bracha. What would he do? He would look at the astrology and the mazalot to see whose mazal is going up, is becoming rich. Then he would pick on him and say that, do you want me to give you bracha to become rich? He says, yes, of course. Give me $1,000, I would make bracha. He would make bracha, and the bracha would be good. Now Balak was a smart person. He told him, Whoever that you make bracha mevorach is blessed already. Is blessed already. Tevorach, whoever that you bless mevorach is blessed already. Not that you make a bracha. Don't cheat me. You think that you could cheat me? You cannot cheat me. But I know whoever that you cares is going to be cared. The Zichnei Moab they went Uchsamim bi'adam, and with magical devices in their hands, what they call magical devices with themselves, because that he should not say that I don't have my instruments. They had so much hatred that they want to find an excuse. But it says the elders of Midian took this qasem in the Adam. They say that if he tells us right away he's going to do it, they're going to stay with him. But if he says no, he makes excuses, they're not going to stay with him. And that happened. And that night I said that let me see what Hashem is going to say. The elders of Midian left. Vayavu el Bilam, today Vayavu el Bilam came to him and they told him, Divrei Balak, Vayavu Aleichem, told them, Linu po alayla, spend here the night, v'hashivoti etchem davar, and I will return back etchem. In other words, I will return back etchem, hashivoti etchem. It doesn't say Balak, it says you. Kashi davar Hashem elai, what Hashem says that? Vayeshvu Sarei Moab in Bilam, it says Sarei Moab, the officers of Moab, but elders of Midian already left, because they said that if he cannot do the job, he cannot do living. Hashem came to Bilam. Who are these people with you? What do you mean? How could Hashem say Mi Anashim Ha'ilei? Why did Hashem say that? Rashi says Hashem came to make a mistake. Omar Pa'amim Shina Kol Galu Lefanav Din Da'atu Shavu Alav Afani Ere Et Shuchal Lekalel Lo Yavim. From the fact that Baruch is asking who are these people, Hashem doesn't know. Therefore he said, wow, that's very good. There are some moments that Hashem is not aware of everything. I catch that moment and I curse Kahal Israel. Now it's very interesting, that was the point that he did. No, but it's not fair. There are three people that Baruch Hu checked them, test them. One is Bilam, Hashem asked Mi Anashim Ha'ilei. Then Qayin, HaKadosh Baruch Hu had asked him, where is Hevel Achicha? And he didn't answer well. He should have said, Hashem, you know better. And Yechazkiyahu. HaMelech, Yeshaya Navi asked him, what are all of these things? And he was very proud and he said, there are stories of the Melech and King. You should have told Yeshaya that you are a Navi, you know better. There are three people. Now one of them is Bilam. Hashem asked, Mi Ha'anashim Ha'ilei. Who are these people? Who are these people? Hashem. Now, why did Hashem do that? Why should Hashem make Bilam to make a mistake? Why should he give him the quantum of Tawud? Farshim say, HaKadosh Baruch Hu works measure by measure. Till Bilam, all of the nations were fenced as far as the arayot goes, marital relationship. From the Mabul, from the time that the blood came, flood came, all of the nations got together and said, from now on, no more adultery, no more marital relationship. That's not proper, because they understood that the flood came because of that, and they had the fence. And now here, Bilam came and breached that fence and made people to make a mistake. He gave them wrong advice. He was mat'e other people. He would make them to make a mistake. Now measure by measure. It's interesting. If that HaKadosh Baruch Hu deals with people, you make other people make a mistake, I do something that you make a mistake. Now Hashem tells them, Mi Anashim Ha'ilei Mach, Yomer Bil'am El Ha'elohim. Bilam told Hashem, Balak ben Sura Melech Moab Shalach Elah. I'm not important in your eyes, but there are people that they love me, they want me. The kings of the countries, very important God, the Malach, the son of Sippor, the king of Moab Shalach Elah. There is the nation that they came out of Israel. It doesn't say it says Ha'am with Chashivu. You knew that it's talking about HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And he covered the eye of the land. Atalecha Qavali, come and Qavali. Bilam said, Balak said Arur. And Bilam says Qava. You see that Qava is much stronger. The Rashi says that the hatred of Bilam was even greater than Balak. Maybe I could fight with him, I chase him up. Don't go with them. Imahem. Very important word, imahem. Don't curse the nation. See, Hashem could have said to curse them that door bracha. But Hashem told him three things. Hashem knew that he's a charlatan. We have to talk to the charlatan in his language. Lo telechim, don't go with them. He said, I curse them from here. Lo ta'or, don't curse them. No, they give bracha. No, you don't need the bracha. We say from the bees, you don't want their bite, and you don't want their honey. We don't want anything from you. Go, kibaruchu, mashalom liim, right. We don't want anything.
Blessed and not blessed should have.
Right. You are blessed, they don't need your blessed. Right. So I want to bless them. So, because even the blessing of the Rasha is not good. We're going to see. Even the blessing of a Rasha, a wicked person, is not good. It's not good. We're going to see. Bilam got up in the morning. You see that the hatred makes the person get up in the morning. And so the first should say, because Ben Sippor, his magician were through bird. Bird, they make noise more in the morning. The power of the bird is in the morning. Or some say he got in the morning because by the morning, the Gemara says that the first 3 hours of the morning, Yaakov will get angry. Why? Because all of the nations get up and they bow down to sun and they say, "Sun, you are the one who give us life and everything." And at the time, it's time of anger. Therefore, that's the best time to get Bilam to curse Klal Yisrael. Yom Yisrael Balak, he told the officers of Balak, "Lechu el arsechem." Go to the land, because Hashem refused to let you go. I'm sorry. They got up, they came to the Balak, Bilam, he doesn't come with that. In other words, he told him that Hashem doesn't let me go with you. He pointed out, with you. You are not chashuv enough for me. Balak said, he understood and he sent officers more and higher ranking than them. Don't refrain, come to me. I will certainly honor you. Greatly. And whatever that you tell me, I will do. Come and cares for me at home as this nation. Told the servants of Balak, if Balak gives me a house full of silver and gold, what do we say from here? Chazal say, what do we learn from here? From here, it was how greedy he was. Because what's the most important thing for him in life? Somebody says that, my children, this and that. But he says the house full of kesef, you see how greedy he was. I can't be over Pi Hashem, Elokai, my master, to do small or big. It's very interesting. If you see Bilam, whatever wording said externally, everything is so good. He doesn't say anything bad. This is the ritual. This is the wickedness. When you make it, you put a nice show, but inside, internally, you are going against. That's the greatest and most destructive way to be over Hashem. Now sit down here, stay here. And let me see what does Hashem add. Speak to me. Came to the child. He told him, if the spirit came to call you, if they invited you, and you get the benefit of it, go with them. But whatever that I tell you, do it. Say, Rabbi Ruderman, your site was on Wednesday. He said there is a legendary that they say like this, that Bilam comes to Hashem and says that, see how harsh I am. Everybody sends it to me. And Moshe Rabbeinu, you chose Moshe Rabbeinu, he was competing with Hashem, he was jealous. And what does Moshe Rabbeinu say? Moshe Rabbeinu says, Odma tuschaluni. Little bit, they're going to stone me. In other words, Moshe Rabbeinu is complaining that, and here see, even the king sent to me. Now Hashem says, do you know what's the difference between you and Moshe? I want to show you, if you are really a person and really you are chashuv, go to them, but the only thing is whatever that I say you should say. All of the differences in life and everything is, how do we present ourselves? What do we say? Do we say whatever that people like, people pleaser, and we want to attract them? Or we're going to say what Hashem wants me to say? Moshe Rabbeinu said whatever that Hashem wants to say. But here, Bilam, is trying to say whatever that they pleases them. That's modern Orthodoxy, open Orthodoxy, Reform, and Conservative. All of them, they have this idea of people pleaser, to do whatever people like, to do. My Rosh Yeshiva Rabbi, Menahel of the Yeshiva Rabbi Neuberger, always said when they talk to Rabbi Neuberger to do things, you're going to have much more people in the Yeshiva. He said that we are not running popularity here. You know, the world, some people are running popularity. Some people are running the Ratzon of Hashem. This is the Ratzon of Hashem. People understand, don't understand, we have to make them understand. You cannot be a people pleaser and go and say that there's a gay movement. You say that, you know, people cannot understand that, cannot relate to that, therefore it's okay. Therefore this. You come up with this, some type of krumkeit, some type of corruption, and to justify these things and to turn over the Pasuk Mefurash in Torah. Therefore, that's the thing that where are they coming from? In other words, Hashem told Bilam, you could go there, but you say whatever that I tell you. And then let me see what they're going to do to you. He didn't say, and what they do, they kicked him out. Therefore, see, people, they want to abuse you, to use you for themselves, not to hear the truth. And that was... Right, in other words, by Bilam, he came here, and he didn't say whatever that they wanted, and what did finally Balak do? Kicked him out. And that was the point of Hashem. Hashem said that if you say whatever that I want, and they love you, like that's why Rabbi Sanatar says that a Rav is a good Rav when people want to kick him out from the town. Because he pushes people, he tells people things. But he said, if actually people come and kick out this rabbi from the town, this rabbi was not a mensch, it's not an Adam, it's not the Adam. Therefore, it has to be a very balanced relationship that you should demand and want, and at the same time, they're going to love you, and they're going to like you, and they're going to respect you. But the point is, Bilam was a people pleaser. He wanted just to do whatever. No, Bilam got up in the morning, hatred, and he saddled his own donkey. In other words, he had a lot of servants to do that. He didn't wait for them. Rashi says, what do we say? The hatred disturbs the principle. In other words, the servant had to do it, but he didn't. Hashem said, Rasha, a wicked person. Bilam, already Abraham Avinu preceded you. Abraham got up in the morning and he started his donkey for Akedat Yitzchak. Hashem got angry because he went. Now why? Why should Hashem get angry? Hashem told him go. So it's very interesting. Go on Mivilna makes a diur. When Akadosh Baruch Hu told him, Lo telech, he said imahem. Don't go with them. What does with mean? Im means equal to them, the same agenda. They want to curse, don't go with them. Next time when Hashem told them, he says, telech lech itam, with it, et. Et means not with. Et means you go as a side on yourself. Nothing to do with them, not with their agenda. Now, why did Akadosh Baruch Hu get angry at him? Because Rashi says, he saw Ra, Shadaba Ra ben Amakum, Brit Abalelech. He saw that this is not good. Hashem doesn't like this, and he went. Now, what should we do? Bilam is going on a way that is being destroyed. Now, do we need Bilam or we don't need Bilam? Of course we need Bilam. Of course we need Bilam. See, ISIS, what's happening with the Goyim? If you have a prophet that he could put them together, he couldn't. Like Rashi says, why the Akadosh Baruch Hu gave them prophet? Because later on they shouldn't have excuse to say that if we would have had prophets like Moshe Rabbeinu, we would have done. Hashem gave them, and what happened? They had a fence not to do adultery, not to do wrong things in marital relationship, and he came and breached that. Now, today, she was talking about the your side of Weinberg. Now, Weinberg, she always used to ask that, what? Chahal Israel, you gave them Moshe Rabbeinu. Here we give them Bilam. Give them somebody better. If they have a good excuse and you are telling me that they have an excuse, I have to give them a Navi, give them somebody better. Why do you give them Bilam? One very said an unbelievable point. He said, Hashem gave them the best of the crop. By Goyim, Bilam was the best of the crop. Now, what HaKadosh Baruch Hu is proving to the Goyim? It's proving that a lot of times You can't give power to wrong people because they mess it up. Hashem is saying that if I don't give you Navi because you don't deserve. Not only Navi doesn't help you, but the Navi is going to destroy you. Here you are. You are giving power to a Rosh or to a Bilam. Bilam is the best of the Goyim. He could have competed with Moshe Rabbeinu. He could have, but what happened to him? He lost everything. And not only he lost everything, but not only he didn't help his nation, he made his nation to stray also. Therefore, that was the point. No, because he went, Malach Hashem, the Malach of Hashem. Rashi says, Hashem Yud Kevavke. Why? Because it was the Malach of Rachamim. Malach Rachamim, Yavaya Rotze, Lemano, Milechato, Shui Chete Be'aved. Hashem Bader, Le Satan Lo, as an impediment to him, Behu Roche Valatono. And he was riding on his Atono donkey, Ushne Na'arav, and two servants, two attendants were with him. The HaKadosh Baruch Hu sent Malach of Rachamim to save him. Because Bilam, we need you. We don't want him to sin and to be destroyed. Because we need you. Because there are two functions. And now we're going to see. That Aton donkey saw the Malach of Hashem. It saw Baderech. And it's an Vecharbosh Shelufa Biyado. And his sword is drawn in his hand. Vatet Ha'aton min Aderech. And the Aton went away from the main road, but he went to the field. Bilam obviously didn't see that. And Bilam struck the Aton, the she donkey, to turn him back to the way. Now Rashi says, now why did this Malach had sword in his hand? Why? Omar Rasha ze hiniach keli umanuto shegizayanon shelo medaolam becheret. He said that this Rasha ze hiniach keli umanuto, he left his keli umanut. What's a profession? What's a professional weapon of the goyim? Sword. He left it. Shegizayanon shelo medaolam becheret, sword. Vehu ba aleim befiv shu umanut shelahem. And he's coming to fight with Gal Israel with his mouth. What's mouth? Is a keli umanut, the profession of whom? Of Kahal Israel. In other words, Bilam is living his own profession, which is sword, and is coming with the profession of Kahal Israel, which is mouth. If he's taking our profession and he's leaving his own, I take his, and I come to him with his. Very interesting. Therefore, Rashi is telling us, this Malach was Malach of Rachamim. This Malach came to save Bilam. Now, what did he do? He came with a sword in his hand. Rashi said, what's a sword? Yes, you know what? He took my toy, I take your toy. Very gimmick. It's very interesting. It sounds very childish. That he's saying that you took my toy, I take your toy. You took my profession. What's pshat? What does that mean? What's the nekuda that's being conveyed? What's the message? What HaKadosh Baruch Hu is midat rachamim? Hashem made the malach to come. It's not in vain. Hashem has a purpose and goal, and he takes the sword. What's the pshat? Before Hashem say unbelievable. See, Bilam is the epitome of curse. We learn from Bilam all of the foundation of curse. We have to learn this parasha, examine the parasha well to understand what is the curse and stay away from the curse. Now, what's the curse? What's the stem cell of this curse? I call it stem cell of the curse. This Malach is telling you, Bilam! What's happening is, Yitzchak gave beracha to Esav and beracha to Yaakov. He told Esav, Al charbecha tichye. Your avodah, your job is sword. Because we need in the world to bring out the Malchut of Hashem. To bring out the Malchut of Hashem, we need two positions. One position, sword, to rectify Ra, to fight with the Reshaim, wicked people, to destroy Ra, to destroy wicked people. And we need Rahal Israel to move up. Qol Qol Yaakov, Torah and Tefillah. Both together, you could bring the Malchut of Hashem. Now, what's happening with Bilam? Bilam is not proud of his profession. He doesn't like the blessings that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave to him. He wants the blessing of other people. He's not happy with whatever that he has. The Malach takes the sword and he said, see, I'm a Malach. It could be a weapon of the pride. If you look at it, understand it. So look at Charbosh Lufa Be'adu, Cherem is very good. You could bring the Malchut of Hashem. Why aren't you happy with whatever that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave to you? Why do you want something else? The root of the curse is when a person doesn't appreciate his own blessings. Person has wife, children, money, home, everything. He doesn't appreciate his own blessings and he wants something else. This is the stem cell of curse. This Malach of Rachamim is coming and giving such a great message to Bilam. Bilam, you are losing yourself, you are losing the nation, you are losing your position, you are losing everything. Why? Because you are not happy with what the HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave to you. You want to be somebody else. You want something else. Stick to your power, stick to what Hashem gave to you, count your blessing, and be happy with it. In other words, Herem is not bad, I take it. I'm so proud of it. Because it's a Herem that you bring the Malchut of Hashem, the kingdom of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's your job, that's the thing that you could do, and you should do. And that was the message to Bilam. And now that's one incident. Second incident. Malach Hashem said, "B'mishol hakramim, in the path of the vineyard, God there is a fence from this side and that side. That was open field. This is a narrow line, two fences in the center. Vatere ha'aton et Malach Hashem, and the Aton saw Malach Hashem, vatil ha'etz el agir, and he had pressed against the wall. Vatil chaset regel Bilam el hakir, and the foot leg of Bilam got pressed through the wall, against the wall, and he added to him to strike to him. That's the second incident. Third incident. In the very narrow, that wasn't a path to turn right or left. And he lay down beneath of Bilam, and Bilam got angry, and he struck the she donkey with the stick. Very good. But so far we see that there are three incidents. Rashi says, why do we need all three incidents? One is field, one is the narrow road with two fences, and one is the makom narrow without any place to move. Rashi said to Midrash Agada, Yesh b'tamchuma mara l'amod b'shosha mekomot simani avod hirahu. In other words, he told him, what do you want to do, Bilam? You want to destroy this nation? This nation has background. They have Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov. What, you think that you could destroy Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov? The foundation. There are, in this world, there are things that happens, and there is a regulation, there is things. What, you think that you got the power and you could do everything? A lot of times when a person has power, person feels that everything is the open field. You could do whatever that you want. I was supposed to say, no, life is not the open field. Life is the road with two fences here and there. It controls you, guides you. Okay, a person says, okay, I don't go this way and that way, but I could do in front however that you want. Then Hashem says, no, don't make a mistake. It's the makom tsar. For you, there is nothing to do. You can't move. You have to stay for your own sake, and that's it. If you are selfish and self-centered, there is no room for you. There is nothing for you. Because he had the ratzon, he wanted to become his ratzon, HaKadosh Baruch Hu told him. That's why the she-donkey sees the malach, and Bilam doesn't see. Why? Why HaKadosh Baruch Hu makes it that Bilam should not see it? Because Hashem wants to show him, Bilam, you are becoming so arrogant. I want to show you are worse than an atom. A donkey could see and you cannot see. And then to understand that that you can rely on your chokhmah and you'll be gaba, and to make him embarrassed. to understand in front of officers here. ויפתח השם את פי האתון. She won't hear it. ויפתח השם את פי האתון.
چرا میگه
Aton is the pea donkey, she donkey, because he had intimate relationship with her. Now we're going to explain. ויפתח השם את פי האתון. Hashem opened the mouth of the she donkey. In other words, the Mishnah says in Avot, there are 10 nisim that happened Erev Shabbat, and one of them is Pi Haton. Now, why? There are a lot of nisim that happened all over. Why should these 10 nisim happens on Erev Shabbat? And Mishnah is counting them. What's the point of Erev Shabbat? Erev Shabbat is this time between Shabbat and between Chol. It's not Chol, it's Shabbat. We are transiting from the Olam Hazeh to Olam Haba. Now, 10 nisim, if you see, they're not just a nest. If I make this cup goes up, it's a nest. It's a change in the gravity. It's not. But making Aton talk is not just the stamp, just a regular nest. We are changing state of being. Aton cannot talk. For talking, we have person has to be human beings. We are changing an animal from being animal to human being. It's a much different nest. All of those nisim, 10 nisim, or type of nisim that happens, that we are changing the state of being. Now HaKadosh Baruch Hu opened the mouth of the Aton, Vatomel leBil'am, told Bilam, me asiti lach. What do I do to? Ki ktan is Shlosh Galim. You strike me 3 times. Now we could have used the word of times in Hebrew is pa'amim. It doesn't say pa'amim, it says Shlosh Galim. Rashi says, Vai Shlosh Galim rimezalo, Aton ba'akesh la'akol umach, we get Shlosh Galim b'shana. This nation had 3 times appointment with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. He got Torah, he got Sukkah, he got Pesach. He's engraved with Hashem. What do you want to do? You want to just approve the nation like that? Why? Why do you hit me Shlosh Galim? Bilam told Ki darata bi, because you made mockery out of me. Lu yesh chere be'adi. I wish I had a sword in my hand. Ki ata rakticha, I would have killed you. That statement was the most crucial statement that person could say. In other words, Chazal tell us arrogancy, greedy, makes the person talk and makes himself worse than anything that could be. Now, the officers, they are taking him to kill 3 million people, 600,000 Jews. And here, he is saying that if I wish I had a sword to kill you. That was such a crucial statement. In other words, Chazal tell us the sheker comes up. Ganut gedul ayalo davar se benesarim. Seole dargu mashinema, and the Aton needs a sword. Aton bilam. Aton bilam halo anochi aton chasher rachavto alay modecha adayom. I was your she-donkey from the time that you have riding on Modcha adayom, from your began till now. Hasken askanti. How I made it a practice to do to you like this? No, you're always very good. I got Hashem etin bilam. And finally, Hashem opened the eyes of the Bilam. Balak Hashem, and he sword in his hand to see the sword. He bowed down and to Shtachav. Why did you hit him through Shulgalim? I went out to impede because the way was crooked in front of me. And turned before me these 3 times. If perhaps it turned away from me, because since otherwise, now I would have killed you, and I will let that be a lie. I sinned. Because I didn't know that you're standing by derech. Now there says, what was his chet? Because I didn't see you. But it's not the Reshoim, the wicked people admit, but they don't admit the real sin. They admit, oh, I'm very sorry, I didn't see you. If it is right in your eyes, I go back. In other words, my account with HaKadosh Baruch Hu is clear. Hashem told me that I should go. But if it is Ra be'enecha, ashuvali, I go back. Here, Midrash says, Bilam has something against the Malach. He said, the cabinet of HaKadosh Baruch Hu always work like that. Because he told Abraham, go and do Agedat Yitzchak, and then he sent the Malach to stop him. If that's the case, if you have a confused system, and it's Rabbi Necha, I will go back. Such a chutzpah. With the chutzpah talks to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. ויאמר Balak Hashem el Bilam. Balak Hashem לך עם האנשים, go with these people, הקודש ברוך הוא תורדו. ואפס, הדבר שירבה בלך, אותו אדבר. בודי בדעת לך בלעם, שרי בלק. Torah is testifying that Bilam went im sare Balak, not et sare Balak, im sare Balak, with the same agenda. Im means with the same agenda he went to Kersem. Vayishma Balak ki ba Bilam. Therefore, this Balak of Rachamim came to give Bilam an opportunity to do teshuvah, to come back, because we want to save him. We need him. We need a prophet for the goyim to direct them, but nothing happened. Pi ha'atom didn't help, the malach didn't help, whatever, and he became more chutzpah. So, Rabbi Enecha, Aishma Balak ki ba Bilam. Balak heard that Bilam came, he went to meet him to the city of Moab, Asher Gibel Ardin, at the border of the Arnon, Asher B'chtzai Kebul, at the edge of the border. Balak told Bilam, Hello, Shalach Shalachticha, I sent it to you to invite you. Why didn't you come with me? In truth, I am not capable to honor you. Now I came. I could say anything. Whatever that Hakadosh Baruch Hu put in my mouth, I'm going to speak. Balak went with Bilam. Again, and they went to Giryat of the Chutzot. Chutzot means markets. Unbelievable yesod. In other words, if I tell you this Rashi over here, it looks like Time magazine. Listen to Rashi. What did Bilam is doing? What is Balak doing to Bilam? Balak wants Bilam to curse Kahal Israel. Now, how should I convince him to curse Kahal Israel? He's the Navi of Goyim. He represents Goyim. I have to awaken his Rahmanut. Therefore, listen to Rashi. Unbelievable Rashi. Gidat Chutzot. Ir Mela Shubakim. This is a city full of marketplaces. Anashim Betaf. You know who are these marketplaces? Men, women, children, innocent men, women, and children, thousands and thousands and thousands. Lomar, he told Bilam, Re Verachem Shlo Yakirut Elu. He told him, Bilam, look at them and have mercy with them, that they should not destroy all of these people. What PLO is doing, Balak did almost 3,000 years ago to Bilam. He told him that, therefore he showed him Kiryat Chusod means, he showed him cities with marketplaces that full of people. Told them, Balak told Bilam, look at these innocent people, look at these children, look at these women, look at this. Do you know Kahal Israel, they want to destroy these people. You should let them do that. You should let them do that. Now it's ironic, because Kahal Israel, they are not allowed to touch Moab. HaKadosh Baruch Hu told Kahal Israel, you are not going to get anything from them. Mikaf Raglecha. You are not allowed to fight with them. Sheker. In other words, Balak comes, builds up such a sheker. In other words, unbelievable points. It's like Time magazine. Like Time magazine. They kill innocent people. That started 3,000 years ago. At the time of Moshe Rabbeinu, Balak takes Bilam and showed him Kiryat Chusod. Vayisbach Balak Bagar Batzon. Vayisbach Balak Bagar Batzon, and Balak slaughtered Bagar Batzon, cow and sheep. Vayishalach leBilam and sent to Bilam. V'esfarim asher ito. Now, what is in Balak Bagar and son? Usually, in the Pesukim it says Sonu Bagar, because you say small thing and then big things to say progressive. Here it said Bagar, big and then small. Why big and small? Rashi, double more. No, if you say small and big is progressive, more and more. But if you say big and then small, means only double more. Bagar echad v'son echad bilvad. In other words, Hazamim say, Abraham Avinu said, I take you just little bit bread, but he shed 3 cows. Here, Bilam is saying that. Bilam is saying that I'm going to do this and that. I'll give you respect and respect and respect. And finally, what does he do? Just 1 cow and 1 son. What does it show? The Chachamim said, Tzadikim say little, do a lot. The Rishonim say a lot and do little. So we have to be very, very careful. If you want to promise and to say something, always say little and do a lot. When does that happen? At home with your wife. Don't say a lot and do little, because it's a rush. We don't want to be a rush. You say little and do a lot. Always with anybody that you are in a relationship with your children. Don't say a lot, elaborating, and you are excited, and then you don't do 1/10 of it. That's a Russia. Russia, I'm telling you myself, it's a very, very, very thing that we have to be very careful. You become so excited and we elaborate and we say, I do this and that, finally you don't do. Or in a business deal or something, at that time you are very excited about business, you say, I do everything. But then you pull down, I don't do this, no, I was so excited, I didn't know, you didn't know that. Or shidduchim. At the time you are excited, you say, okay, I do this, and then it goes down and down and down. Therefore, that's Russia. Russia says a lot, that's a little. But the study says little, and that's a lot. And that happens in family life, person should know. Now, here, the Midrash says, now, why did he give them food to eat? Because en hasata ela bachila b'shitiyah. If you want to deceive somebody, what you make a lunch.
Business lunch.
Business lunch. Business lunch is a source of deceiving people. Because the Gemara says, "In hasata ila b'achila b'shitiyah." With drinking, and don't know especially if the other one is a lady, that's a very good job. The lady, that's a very good job. Deceive people, and they do business not on the material of the business. They do business in the illusion of reality. Now here, what did Balak do? Therefore, this technique comes from Balak. What did Balak do? Balak and he gave it to them to Hasata. Now, it's very interesting that when Yitro comes to Moshe Rabbeinu, first they bring Zebach and then Sauda. That's the way that you deal with Moshe Rabbeinu and Yitro. Yitro and Bilam, they were together. Now, what does Balak and Bilam do? First they have Sauda and then they bring meat. And first they have the Sauda, then they bring the Korban. In other words, you have Sauda, then you bring the Korban. That is the attitude of Balak. Attitude of Yitro and Moshe is, first they had Korban, and then they had Sauda. Here, no. First we have Sauda, first we have to get to our Taiva and desire. I remember, it is like this, somebody sits down and eats a meal for 3-4 hours. When it comes to benching, he doesn't have time for benching. The benching has to go he has to fly into it. We don't have time I have to bench. We want to say, no, I have to work, I have to go. So this Hashem, what the Pastor says, that at first they had Seudah for everything you want to do, and then when it comes to Mincha, it wants to something for HaKadosh Baruch Hu, first make sure to do spirituality and then Gashmiut. Not to make the, was in the morning, Vayikach Balak et Bil'am, and Balak took Bil'am. No, why in the morning? First of all, morning, two things. Because Balak, we said Ben Sipor. His Kovach is in bird. Bird works in the morning better. The other thing is that the first 3 hours in the morning, I said the king, they put their crown and they bow down to sun. That's why they awaken the anger of Hashem. That's the best time for Bilam to curse. And they came to the Bamut Baal. Now, it's very interesting that Balak brings Bilam in the right places to curse. Now, before you say Balak also was a big magician. Mashal is like this. We have a butcher that has a knife, but he doesn't know where in the behemoth to cut. Because cutting is an art. Because you should know where are the two limbs ends up and starts prakim. In other words, when the prakim are the cartilages, when the prakim are, which are cut. Now, one person has Bilam has a knife, but doesn't know where to cut. Balak knows where to cut, but doesn't have a knife. They will put them together. The Balak comes and shows Bilam, Bamut Baal. And they bring him to Bamut Baal. What's Bamut Baal? That's Avodah Zarah. First of all, Balak goes to Avodah Zarah. He says he davens to own Avodah Zarah, that the Zechut Avodah Zarah to help him out to destroy Kahal Israel. Therefore, that was it. And then Baal is the Avodah Zarah of Haman. That was the third hour of the morning that they worship that to see, and that helped. And Bayar Misham, he saw from there Qatse Ha'am, To say some of the nation, Qetze Ha'am, and from there to see Qetze Ha'am, in other words, from the place that there is Avodah Zarah, that the Avodah Zarah should help out. Vayomer Bilam el Balak. Bilam to Balak. Finally, Basa Shiva Misbachot. Make from over here 7 Misbachot. No, why 7? Because there are 7 Sefirot that they are in touch with the earth. Shiva Misbachot, and from Adam Harishon till now they made 7 Misbachot. 7 people made altars. Adam, Hevel, Noach, Abraham, Yitzhak, Yaakov, and Moshe. He says that I'm now equal to all of them. I made 7 Misbachot, and 7 Misbachot should do the job. And also we know that there are 7 Mazalot. In other words, the Kovach of Bilam and Balak, Kovach of Olam Hazeh is 7. They can't go above 7. 7 is Olam Hazeh. Therefore, they could utilize all of the Kochot of Olam Hazeh. Bara Shiva Mizbachot, Vacheni Bazeh Shiva Parim, 7 Parim, Shiva Elim, and 7 rams. Vayas Balak, Asher Di Bilam, and Balak did what they did. Vayal Balak, Bilam, Parva, I Mizbach, they brought. Vyomer Bilam, the Balak, Hitasev Alotecha, you stand on your burnt offering, Ve'elcha, and I will go. Ulai, perhaps, Yiqare Hashem Lekrati, Hashem will happen to meet me. Udvar Ma Yareni, and the content, Ma Yareni, what is going to show it to me, and I will tell to you. And he went alone. Now he went alone, Yachidi, Rashi says Yachidi, to see what HaKadosh Baruch Hu with him. Yiqarim is happening, HaKadosh Baruch Hu with Moshe Rabbeinu, Vayikra is Rashon of Chiba, calling, and here is happening. Vayikra Elokim el Bilam, and Hashem happened to Bilam. Vayom Elah told him, Et Shiv'at HaMisbachot Arachti. Now, Shiv'at HaMisbachot, Rashi says, Shiva Misbachot Arachti en Ketiv Kan. It didn't say 7 Misbachot, Shiv'at Misbachot, it said Shiv'at HaMisbachot. The 7th, in other words, that 7th Misbachot, Elo Et Shiv'at HaMisbachot. That 7th Misbachot I arranged. Amar Lefanav. He told, Avotem Shelelu, Bam Lefanecha Shiv'at Misbachot. The forefathers, they made 7 Misbachot. Abraham did 4, Isaac did 1, and Yaakov did 2. Therefore I became equal with them. Whatever that the Avot did, I accomplished. 7. See, the point is like this. The relationship of Ummot with HaKadosh Baruch Hu is a business deal. They feel, they gave, we give, now we are equal. No, there is a relationship, there is something. Hashem put message in the mouth of the Bilam. Go back to Balak, but go to that, and to say like this. And he went back and he was standing on his burnt offering. He and all of the officers of Moab. He took up his parabel and he said, that's it. We start the first nevuah of Bilam. Bilam over here it has 3 brachot and 4th nevuah. In other words, these are the curses that he wanted to do that the HaKadosh Baruch Hu changed it over. In other words, there are 3 curses that the person could do. One curse is curse of Sibat Arsid. You curse the Arsid means Eres, the Malkum of a person. That the Malkum should not have any food, should not have this, should have a lot of plagues, a lot of things. That's it. The other one is that's the first one. That's called Sibat curse of Arsid. Now, the first curse, he comes along and he said he wanted to curse. Now, in the first one, he says, Ketze Ha'am. He saw part of the nation. From the part of the nation, he saw everybody. Now, how is it possible from part to see everybody? He wanted to uproot the root of Kahal Israel. He says, from the root, we could see the branches. If I destroyed the root, everything would be destroyed. But HaKadosh Baruch Hu is telling him in this klala, you see this bracha, from the bracha you see what was the klala. That they have a root that you cannot even touch. You know, what are you talking about? Hala. He says, Min Aram yarachani Balak. From Aram, let me Balak, Melech Moab, Ma'arech Edom, from the mountains of Edom, east, Lecha Arali Yaakov, come and curse for me Yaakov, Ulchas Amma Israel, let's bring anger to Israel. Now, Yaakov and Israel, Balak told him, let's use both names. Because we don't know which name is right, which name should work. Both use it. Now he says, Ma Echov Lo Gaboel. What should I curse? Hashem doesn't want to curse. Ma Esom. How could I bring anger? Lo Zam Hashem. Hashem doesn't bring anger. In other words, his kovach was when Hashem gets angry, HaKadosh Baruch Hu gets angry, he could have cursed people. Now the Navi says, Yisachar. Hashem did all of this time, all of these days, Hashem didn't get angry. HaKadosh Baruch Hu changed the plan of this creation, he manipulated to say, for Bilam is saying that Mirosh Surim, I will see them from the top of the rock, and I see Surim means Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov. אני מסתכל ברשתם בתחילת שורשיהם ואני רואה אותם מיוסדים וחזקים כסורים וגבעות הללו על ידי אבות ואימהות. Sur means אבות ומגבעות השם, and from the mikvot, from the hills, I observe it means, hills means the mouth. Therefore, he wanted to uproot the root. He says, wow, it's the root here. They stay by themselves. Another thing is to destroy this nation, they have to mix them with Goyim. But Goyim, they are not going to be considered with Goyim. Who is going to count the dirt of Yaakov? Now what does Afar, dirt of Yaakov mean? Rashi says, who is going to count the mitzvot that they do with dirt? They do a lot of mitzvot with dirt. What are the mitzvot that they do? Plowing the land, they don't do with shor chamor yachtav. They don't climb, they don't plant, climb the dirt. Ashes of para, dirt of sota. Now what's the point that he said that we do countless mitzvot with the dirt? What's the point? In other words, this is the master of the curse, tells us where the curse comes from. Curse comes from dirt. What's dirt? Dirt is mundane. It's not worth. Whatever that the person feels in his life is worthless, that's the makom that the curse could come and fall. In other words, the person has something that doesn't value, it's a mundane, it's indifferent about it, that's the place. The person gets up in the morning and says, I'm very indifferent about life. I get up, I don't get up, I do this, I don't do that, so what? That's the source of curse. That's the source of losing themselves. No, Bilam is saying that this nation, I cannot curse them. Do you know why? Because even very mundane, unworthy thing like offer, dirt, they build up eternality from it. They make it into mitzvot. They make mitzvot out of the dirt that there is nothing. They are so vital. They have so much worth into them. They are not indifferent about anything, even about offer. Once the nation is like that, that's the source of brach. When you feel vital, when you feel you're not feeling indifferent about whether that you're doing. Mispar etrova Israel, and the number of the quarter of the camp of Israel. May I die like them, like the death of the upright people. He says that I can't live like them, because living like Jews is not easy. But I love to die like them, Sadiq. Therefore, Bilam made a few points for us. One point he says that there is nitzchut. After death there is life. That's why it says Talmud Nafshi what? If there is no life after death, why does he wish to die like a Jew? But he says, I'm not ready. Unbelievable. Middot Ra'ot. He knows the best, but he says that I'm intervening with Middot Ra'ot, with the taiva, with the greedy, with the arrogance that I can't live that. But my end should be like them. Balak I took you to curse them. I will reach that to say, I will watch that to say. And again, he's the one who knows the place. You're going to see part of it. I don't want to see kulu. The first curse is on the root. You see everything from it. Now we can do is this root already strong. Let's go to enough branches. See if we could curse some of the branches. Sofim, he took them to Seder Sofim, Magon Gavua Yosham, Rosh Pisgah on the top of the summit, Vayiven Shtiba Misbachot, the Misbachot, Yar Par Vayid Misbachach, Yomer Balak, that's the, no, what is that? That's the Devra Moshe Rabbeinu. Therefore he sees something, there's the Pirsa. He sees the Pirsa for Chal Israel, the breach in Chal Israel, he says that, oh, that's the death of Moshe Rabbeinu. Maybe in this place we could make like the person that shows the butcher, you could cut here, that's the place to cut. Because here, maybe the Grala is called. And I will happen to meet here. Hashem happened to Bilam, upon Bilam, and spoke to his, and put more in his mouth, and told him, and said, Balak didn't want to go, he put it in his mouth, like him. And he came to him, he was standing on on his burnt offering. به سال Moabit and the office of Moabitim. V'melo Balak Mahdi ber Hashem. What did Hashem say? He took up his parable and said, Boom Balak Ushma. Get up Balak and listen in a very disgracing way. Hazino Adai, listen to me, Beno Sipor, the son of Sipor. Lo ish el v'chasev. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is not like a person that he would say he would lie. No. We are starting the second bracha. He wanted to curse, but the curse turned to bracha. No, the second siba for curse is ra'ot shamayimi. In other words, from shamayim, from the masdalot, from the aruchot of shamayim, we make to pour wrath to people, using the kochot and all of the masdalot and all of the things of shamayim to bring wrath. That's the second type of curse. Now Hashem says, and it's not the person that he should change his mind. Who says something that doesn't do, but he would speak and he would I took this nation for bracha. Ata sho'ane mad devar Hashem qibalti mimenu levarech otam barech kemo barech. Barech v'lo Hashemenu hu baruch otam v'ayin lo shiv derachto. Barech kemo. No, they are bracha, they are full of blessings, and we can't do anything to that. We cannot teach you. Barech v'lo Hashemenu hu berech and it's the bless, and I cannot cancel it. Lo yevidaven v'Yaakov, HaKadosh Baruch Hu doesn't perceive any iniquity in Yaakov, v'lo ra'amar be'Israel. It doesn't see any sin in Israel. Hashem elkavimu, Hashem is with him. Utrat melech bo. Friendship of the melech is with him. Therefore, they are not just the king. That there is a rulership with all types of suffering and everything. Utrat melech bo. Friendship of the king is with him. El Motziam Yisrael, Hashem took them Yisrael, Kito Afotreim lo, according to the strength of the loftiness to him. Kilo Nachash b'Yaakov, there is no Nichush magician b'Yaakov, v'lo Qesem b'Yisrael, and there is no sorcery in Israel. Ka'et Yamer Yaakov, like now, even now would be told Yaakov Israel, Ma Pa'alkel, whatever that they want to do about HaKadosh Baruch Hu, what Hashem did, they asked from Yaakov, Hen Am Kilavi Yachum, this nation like a lavi, like a lion cub. He would get up. Now, what's that? Rashi says, Kishen Umdin Mishnatam, when they get up Shachrit, and Mitkabirim Kilavi, they become Gibor, mighty, like a lavi, like a lion cub. Uchari Lachtovet Mitzvot, to grab the Mitzvot. Lilbosh Talit, Lichroet Shema, and Yachtafiri. They were on Psutzit and Tefri, that makes them like lion. This world is like a jungle. And Bilam is saying that the Hal Israel, they get up in the morning, they are like a lion. What makes them into lion? The mitzvot that they do. Sisi, tefillin, chirat shema. Lo ish kavat yochal, he doesn't go to sleep till he eats, he consumes the prey. No, what's that? Lo ish kavat al mitato ad shu ochel umechabe mazikin till he eats, consumes the prey, means that he destroys the mazikin. How does he do it? Chirat shema shel hamita. They say chirat shema shel hamita, and they give over the spirit to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. When if somebody comes and he wants to fight with them, Hashem watches them. ותם חללים ישתה, ניתה בשן משה מת עד שיפול מלכי מדיון, חללים וירא הוא עמהם, שן משה מת עד שיפיל מלכי מדיון, חללים, and the dam, therefore here makes the nevuah that he, when he said בחרב אל חללים, therefore here makes the nevuah that Moshe Rabbeinu is going to kill all of these kings. When Balak Iblam, again Balak to Bilam, Gam Gov lo tochbenu, curse to them, curse him, Gam Balak lo tvarchenu, blessing don't bless them. Vayan Bilam, Bilam said, Yom Balak, Halo dibarti elecha, I told you, Lemo, Kurash yitav l'Hashem, to ask the Hashem. Yom Balak Iblam, Balak to Bilam, Lecha no ikachecha. Come, I will take you. Again, he has to tell him where. El makom achiram, Kulai yishar b'nei Hashem. Maybe it comes properly in the eyes of Hashem, and you will curse them from there. Therefore, you see that the idol of Peor, they're going to worship idol of Peor. He saw that. He said that's a place that the God was. Hanishkaf that looks out at Penei Hashimon in the face of the wasteland. Hashimon. Bilam Balak. Bilam told Balak, "Veli bazeh shiva misbachot. Zemtzoche v'acheli bazeh shiva panim mishvachim." In other words, all together, they made 7 misbachot, 7, and they were 3 times 314 is 42. They brought 42 korbanot. The Midrash says, Balak brought 42 korbanot. Therefore, Balak was zoche that his granddaughter, which is Ruth, to become the mother of Mashiach. One of the zechudim that Balak had, even though that he brought the korbanot to destroy Am Yisrael, to go against Am Yisrael, but he brought korbanot. Shalishma, still there is a sechar. HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives sechar to any good act. ויעש בלק כאשר אמר לבלעם, בלק די ויעל פר ועید ויצליח לבלעם, ויעל בלעם כי טוב בעיני השם לברך. Bilam saw that it's good in the eyes of Hashem לברך את ישראל, to bless ישראל, ולא הלך כי פעם נראה את הנחשים. He didn't go as every other time to seek divinations because he thought that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is good. וישב אל מדבר פניו, he put in midbar his face, he saw Egel. He said that now I'm going to curse the Hal Yisrael no matter what.
I'm sorry, in the Zechut of him building the Bamut, what happened to his descendants? As far as Ruth?
The granddaughter of him became Ruth. Because of 42 korbanot he brought, his granddaughter was Ruth. He says that Omar לנחש אולי יקרא השם לאותו ברצונו ואומר רוצה ולא רוצה קללם אזכירם רוצה ואגדל לו על אזכרם. He says that now I will curse them with them mentioning their sins and them. No, that's a third type of sin. Third type of sin, third type of kilala. One kilala of say the makom, we curse the place that they are living places and not agriculture, not what. The other one is that was curse of Shamayim, Matzorot and this. Third one is, I will mention in Averot, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu would bring curse because he gets angry. No, based on Midbar Panah means that he took, and he saw the Egel. The Egel that, Rashi says, he faced the Egel, he brought them, he mentioned the Egel, Israel. No. He wanted to curse, but Hashem changed the curse to Beracha. Shochem Nishmatav Israel. Now, over here he saw Vayaret Israel. He saw all of the Israel. Because first he saw the root, he couldn't work out. The branches, he couldn't work out. Now, what is he doing? He sees all of the Israel. Now, the Gemara says, when he saw that everything is good, God said the best thing is that I should mevarech them and bring out the good point about them. Because once I bring the good point about them and they make them such a lofty nation and such a great nation, then by itself, Ayin Hara would be placed upon them. It's very interesting that person talks very highly and good about somebody else who is not good. Because through that, you bring Ayin Hara and you bring the hatred of the nation and jealousy of the nation toward them. Here they say that this bracha that he said, everybody heard. Shochem Nishmatav, he's dwelling according to his tribes. The words of Bil'am, Beno Be'or, the son of Be'or, Unum, and the words of the Geber, the man Shetum Ha'ayin, perceptive eye. In other words, his eye came out from one of the eye, not one, both. One of the eye came out from the hole, and almost you could see the hole. It was a scary man. Neum Shomeya in the air talks somebody who is Asher Machaz Shaddai Chesed, the vision of Shaddai he would see. Nofel, he fallen. Another Moshe Rabbeinu, he was standing, but he didn't have zechut to stand up. Nobel white fallen, also because it was Orel. Ukluyenayim, and his uncovered eyes. Now that's the third beracha of Gelala that he wanted to do. He wanted to curse, but Hashem changed it. No. From the beracha, you see what was the Gelala. Matovu alecha Yaakov, how wonderful are your 10 Yaakov family. He saw the source of the Gelala is family. If we destroy the family, we destroy everything. We destroy Shalom Bayit, we destroy the Hal Yisrael. Therefore, the source of Pasron Gelala beracha is the warmness of the family. Now we say in a good way. How good are the tent of Yaakov, Mishnotecha Israel, the dwelling place of Israel, Kin Chalim Netayu. It's like brooks mindering. Ki Ganot Ale Nahar, like gardens near a river, Ka Aholalim, like the Aholim, not Hashem, like the like, in other words, the spices that have a good smell, not to Hashem planted, like the cedars is Alemayim. Isdal Mayim Medalyo, he follow shall water from his own bucket. He takes the water from his bucket, means that there's a sinut between Kahal Israel. And everybody takes his own seed, his own water. And his seed goes to the lot of water, Agag Malkut, and he would extort his from Agag, Amalek, he finds Amalek and Surah Amalek, but he not say Malkuto. And his Malkut would continue. According to the strength of the loftiness to him, Yochal Goyim Sarav, and he will consume the nations that oppress him. Sarav Atvotem Igarim, and their bones he shall crush. Bechitzav, and his arrows Yimchas pierce them. Kara Shachab Kari, he crouched Shachab Kari and laid down like a lion. Uchlavim Yevon, and the lion cub who is going to stand him up. Whoever blesses you, Baruch. And whoever curses would be cursed. By Abraham says the other way. He says whoever cursed you would be cursed. By Sadiqim, first life is cursed, it's a hardship of life, then there's a bracha. By Rishayim is the other way. At first it's prosperity and happiness and joy, at the end would be cursed. By Echarach Balak Bilam. Balak Gadangirat Bilam, by Spoket Kapah, and he clapped his hands. I invited you to curse. 3 times. He made 4 decrees on him. He says, no, right away. You should run, not just slowly. Lecha, by yourself, to your place. You are not allowed to go to any place. I tell that I will honor you. Once he said that it was the brother Nevuah that consumed his enemies, he understood that Bilam is not going to do anything anymore. He gave up on Bilam. And I told you, Balak gives me the house full of kesef zav. Now I go to my nation. Rashi says, what does Yolech Lamim? She said, now I'm not prophet anymore. Hashem, because of this, took away the prophecy from me. Come and I will give you advice. What's the advice? Torah doesn't say. Now, why doesn't Torah doesn't say? Because the advice was happened in a private and very quietly. Therefore, Torah doesn't say. What was the advice? It says that you want to destroy Kahal Israel. How do you destroy Kahal Israel? You should make them to do sin. If they sin, but Hashem hates zimah. Hashem hates adultery. Hashem hates any marital relationship that's not proper. Send your daughters to them and let them do the avodah zarah. Now, what they do? They did a very good plan. He told them, you put older ladies in front with full modesty and this. They would sell something, they would sell kalipshtan, very interesting, flax. Because Kahal Israel loves flax. I don't know why, but the Midrash says. And they put there and they tell the price over here is 100. And there's a young girl in the behind in the tent, it says it's $80. Then you go and try the $80, and then she would talk to you, this and that, and you would give them wine. And at that time, the wine of the Goyim was not Asur, it's Rabbanon. And they drink, and little by little they get them. Very interesting, the way that Yetzer Hara works. Yetzer Hara works, doesn't work a good sin, little by little. And I will tell you what is nation Kulamecha, at the end of the days, by Islam Shalom, by say, Neum Bilam Beno Beor, Neum Geber, perspective I, Neum Shomeya Imreel, and he knows that Elyon. Finally here he says Yodia Dat Elyon. In the 3 brachot he didn't say Yodia Dat Elyon. Because those brachot there it wasn't his word. He wanted to say something else. Hashem made it bracha. But this one is the nevuah of Bilam, whatever that he wanted to say. Because here he doesn't want to curse anymore. He wants to say what this nation is going to do to you Moab at the end of the days. That's Yodia Dat Elyon. He knew Dat Elyon. And you know, the says Lechavin Hashosh, because one of the Gemara says that Chamoro he didn't know, Shidongi he didn't know. He knows when I was who gets angry. Machaz Shaddai Yechesed Vishnav Shaddai sees. No for Glunaim, fallen, while fallen and Glunaim, uncovered eyes. No. First he talks about Moshiach. Who should bring us the prophecy of Moshiach? Obviously we believe in Moshiach. Moshiach is the one body who unifies all of the world together. Who should bring this nevuah? the Navi of the Goyim. The Navi of the Goyim should proclaim to all of the nations that the Mashiach comes from Kahal Israel. If Kahal Israel, they would say Mashiach is from us, who believes us? The Navi of the Goyim. In other words, in the Torah, we don't have any nevuah for Mashiach. The only nevuah that we have from Mashiach is through Bilam. Who is Bilam? Navi of Goyim. Navi of Goyim has to come and proclaim, I will say him, Mashiach, not now. Ashrenu observe me, not Karo. Dorach Kocham Yaakov, a star would issue from Yaakov, become Shevet Israel, and there is a staff would get out from Israel, Umachas Pa'atei Moab, that would would pierce all of the nobles of Moab, with Qarqar Kol Bnei Shet, and he would demolish all of the Bnei Shet. Therefore, that is all over. He becomes a king and he does. Now, what has to do with Edom? Edom Esav, the brother of Yaakov, Edom Yerusha, and Edom would be conquest, Yerusha Seir Oivav, and Seir also is the name of this Edom. The conquest of his enemies means Israel, and Israel would show success. From Yaakov would rule over, and he would destroy any remnant from the city. City means Romans, the city of Rome. Now, meanwhile he is looking, Bilam sees Amalek south of Israel. And said, Reshit Goyim Amalek. Amalek was the first nation to fight Israel. And his end would be lost. Now, once he talks about Amalek, the first nation that they came and destroyed Israel is going to be destroyed, then he talks about whom? Yitro. So interesting, two nations came. Amalek came to destroy Israel. Yitro saw Milchemet Amalek and said, wow, he came to Kahal Israel to encourage Kahal Israel, to accept Torah, to give them good advice about judgment. And judgment is the Yesod of Bet HaMikdash. They were Chazal point out Amalek wanted to destroy Bet HaMikdash and Yitro wanted to build up. He saw Keni, the descendants of Yitro, he saw Meshalo, and he picked up his parable and said, Etan Moshavecha, strong is your dwelling, Vesim Beserakinecha, and you set in rock your nest. He's telling Yitro, we were together by Paro, both together, and see where am I and where are you? You put your nest in the right place. You put it in the rock. You are very strong. Now, when you are with Kahal Israel, you're going to be afraid of the suffering that Kahal Israel has. Listen to the Navi of Goyim. What does he tell Yitro? Yitro is a guy that he stick himself to Kahal Israel. Ki im yeh lebayel qayin atmea ashir tishbeka. Unbelievable statement. In other words, Bilam tells Yitro, descendant of Yitro, don't make yourself fool. Don't be deceived. But kim yeh lebayel qayin. If you're going to exile, and you would be exiled with Kahal Israel, Adama Ashur Tishbeka. Till where? Till how long Ashur could take you as captive? In other words, he's telling him, whatever that happens to you is worth it. Stick to Kahal Israel. Don't get away from them because of the suffering. Because suffering, there is an ending to it. But now that you stick to Kahal Israel, you're going to be forever. You're going to eternality. Whatever that you're going to be with Kahal Israel, whatever that happens to you, what could Ashur do to you? The most he could do this and that. But the fact that you are with Kahal Israel, the gain is much more. Stick to them and don't leave them. Now he talks about Mashiach. Who could survive from all of the decrees that the Baruch Hu puts at that time? Now, the last point that he said is the destruction of the, we have 4 Galiyot. Right? 4 Galiyot that we have. The 4th Galiyot is Rome. Therefore now this pastor talks about the Galiyot of Rome, and he says Som Ya Kitim. Kitim are the Romes, and Sim means big sheep. In other words, the Romes comes with the big sheep from the coast of Kitim. The Romans comes with Inu Ashur. They're gonna afflict the Ashur, and they're gonna afflict ever those who live over the bank. In other words, they're gonna make a lot of commotion, Romans. That's the last Galut that they have. Become who? Ade Over. And that also would be lost forever. So that's the last prophecy that Bilam makes, that the fourth Galut would be destroyed, and Kahal Israel would bring the Mashiach, and Mashiach would destroy. And it's very interesting, big sheep, in other words, this says, Romans comes with a big sheep, and they're going to afflict the Ashur, and they're going to afflict those who are at the bank, whatever that it means, is a prophecy, but at the end it will be lost, but mi yichye misomokel. That's why Chachamim say, at that time we need a lot of zechut and merit. At the Mechevle Mashiach, all is from here. The pains of the Mashiach is a lot. Mi yichye misomokel. Who could live at that time? We need a lot of zechutim. Some lot of Mefarshim say, Chevle Mashiach is nowadays. All of the Surim and suffering that Kahal Israel have, he says over here. Now, what do we need? We have to gather zechut and zechut. Vayaqam Bilam, Vayaqam Gada, Vayelech, and he went, Vayashov Limkomo, and returned to his place. Vayaqam Balak, Balak Darko, Balak, Balak Darko. Now, after all that happened, all of this prophecy, Atom, all of these things, Torah tells us, Bilam got up and he went to his place. Nothing happened to him. No impact, no change. Nothing changed by him. This Bilam, Torah says, Torah is testifying, he was the same person, nothing happened. This is the goyim. This is the thing. But the Yid, the Jewish heart sees something, he becomes impressed, he changes, he does something. Began Balak also seeing all of these things and hearing all of these things, he went on his way. Nothing happened to him. Israel sat in Shittim. No, Achar, not the word. Right now we are talking about that they fought with two kings. They have a lot of booties of the Milchama, war, and they sit down. Vayeshev Israel, always sitting, the Gemara says, sitting for Kahal Israel is not good. Because when they sit in Shalva, they have the booties of Milchama, they sit in Shalva, they want to pleasure. And once they come to pleasure, they do Maaseh Shtut. Shtim means Maaseh Shtut. So Shtim, Vayechel Ha'am Yisrael Ben. The nation started to stray in morality with Benot Moab, the daughters of Moab. Now here it says daughter of Moab, doesn't say Midian. And it talks about, it said Israel sat in Shittim, but who did not Ha'am, low basis people. And they called over the people, to the feast of their gods. No, the word that they ate, and they bowed down to the Elohim. Now, what happened was that I said, there were old people, old ladies in front, young ladies inside, and they took them little by little. And then they decided together what type of idol they should choose. They choose the idol of Peor. Why Peor? Because Peor means revealing. Peor, the avodah of Peor was, a person would reveal himself, and what would he do? He would go to bathroom in front of it. Now, what type of avodah zarah is it? To go bathroom in front of avodah zarah? How could you have such a avodah zarah? Parshim said, HaKadosh Baruch Hu created the system of going to bathroom for a person. Why? The Gemara says that HaKadosh Baruch Hu says the king is very arrogant. He says that I should teach him that so much arrogance is not good. What did Hashem do? Created a system of bathroom. The bathroom, when a person goes to the bathroom, Mishnah says, person has to think about how low a person is. So imagine you go to a planet, nobody goes to bathroom, and you have to explain bathroom to them. It's very disgracing in a way. No, HaKadosh Baruch Hu created a system that the person should see how low a person is. How low a person is. No, that's the lowest function that the person has. Now, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, now, what is it? When Abraham comes to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he says, I want to become shutaf with you. I want to become like you. I want to be double to you. It's the feelings of responsibility and the feelings of connection to Hashem and become eternal. Avodah Zarah is just the opposite. That's the epitome of Avodah Zarah. What's the lowest function of a person? Going to bathroom. When you go bathroom with the God, you are telling him, I'm nothing. I'm nobody. Don't have any expectation from me. I can't do anything. That's the epitome of Avodah Zarah. Avodah Zarah, idol worshipping, means a person wants to be healthcare free of charge, no responsible, nothing, to do whatever that he wants, to live the way that he wants, and he would self-destruction, he would destroy himself. No, that was the Avodah Zarah, that was the Peor. No, by Samed Israel Baal Peor. Israel got attached to Baal Peor. Israel means higher people, higher rank people. Because they told them, do bathroom. They said, oh, bathroom is very good. We're going to disgrace the Avodah Zarah. Of course we're going to do that. And they did that to have the girl. No, the point is like this. Of course, it was a very big test. But somebody who knows better, he knows that's Avodah Zarah. It doesn't make a difference. That's what the Gemara says, there is Avodah Zarah, that they throw a stone to him. One time, Chacham came and said, stone. Of course I do. He threw a stone and came to Beit HaMidrash. The Midrash says, you were over Avodah Zarah. Because when you listen to Avodah Zarah, you do what Avodah Zarah wants. That is the relationship that you are building up with Avodah Zarah. Listening makes it. You don't care what you are doing. You are listening. You are submitting to something except Hashem. That's the problem. And here, Kahal Israel got with the power, Vayichal Af Hashem beIsrael. Hashem got angry. Vayimer Hashem Moshe. Now, at the time of anger, the Magifah is coming, plague is coming and destroying Kahal Israel. Now, what should we do at that time? First, Moshe Rabbeinu says, Qachet Kurashi Ha'am. Take all of the leaders. Now, when the Mashkit is destroying Kahal Israel, what should we do? We should make the judgment. We should make a din. He told, get judges, make all over judges, and they should judge whoever did Avodah Zarah, we should destroy him. Through everybody is involved to destroy Ra, that's the greatest zechut to erect the Ra, to remove the Ra. If there is a plague, we want to remove the plague, the best thing is everybody should be involved to get away the sin. And through that, and you should hang them. Those Hashem naked Hashemesh in front of the sun. In other words, everybody has to see that because they did the sin begalui. The kapara also should be begalui. And the other thing is that they did Avodah Zarah and they didn't come and protest against them. No, they should be destroyed. And Kahal Israel should not come and protest. That should be measure by measure kapara for them. And the anger of Hashem would withdraw from Israel. Moshe said, Hirgu ish and ashav, each person should eat 2 people, and Israel balkor balpo. Therefore, the things that almost 7,000 people, 7,000 and something, we had 7,000 and something, we had judges, and each one, in other words, 70,000, 78,000, and each person killed 2 in Israel. Now, meanwhile, the Shevet Shimon, a lot of people were from Shimon. Because some of Shimon, Shevet of Shimon got married with a lot of converted Jews, Erev Rav. They had a lot of children that they got mixed with Shimon. Now, they saw a lot of Shevet of Shimon is going to be destroyed through this Dayanim because they were with Avodah Zarah, with these ladies. Right? In other words, there is another idea also. When when Leah gave birth to Shimon, say, I'm Senua, I'm hated. Therefore, she brought the child, was hated by people and by HaKadosh Baruch Hu, measure by measure. Therefore, they came to Zimri ben Saul, they told him that you are sitting down and they are judging, do something. He says, what? They are destroying? I show it to Moshe. He came to the Echav, it doesn't say who what, because this doesn't matter who and what. In other words, somebody who marries a goy, it doesn't matter is a Nasi, it matters is very rich. Somebody who marries a goy is a problem, it's destroying Kahal Israel. It's doing the greatest disloyalty to Kahal Israel. That's why Torah doesn't say Nasi. If Torah would have said Nasi, we say, oh, the sin is because he was a Nasi, because he was a Zimri. Torah says, Ish Yehudi. Whoever marries a goy that doesn't have proper conversion, he is disloyal to Kahal Israel. He's destroying Kahal Israel. He doesn't understand what he's doing. He's giving the zera of Kedusha to the goy. In other words, Rabbi Ben David says, give your tefillin to a goy, don't give your zera to goy. Le'enei Moshe ben Israel, in the eyes of Moshe and the eyes of Israel, v'hema bochim. Therefore he came and told Moshe Rabbeinu is the mutar asur. Moshe Rabbeinu says asur. He said, if it's asur, but it throw me to Lacha. It throw, in other words, the wife of Moshe also with Midyani. But Moshe Rabbeinu got married before Matan Torah. After Matan Torah was asur. V'hema bochim, and they were crying. Now, why they were crying? Some say they were crying. Rashi says because they didn't know the halacha of Haboel, Aramit, Ghanaim Pogimbo. Somebody who is married, in other words, night of a wedding of a man with a Goyish lady, everybody has to get up to get the sword and kill him and destroy both of them because they deserve it, and especially he deserves it. They were crying because they saw that this halacha was forgotten. Some say they were crying because of the plague came. Targum Yonatan says they were crying and saying Shema. From here we learn out that whenever there is a plague, we have to say Shema, or because they were disgracing the Malchut of Hashem, they were mechazek Malchut of Hashem, they say Shema, they were crying. Petach ohel moed, vayar Pinchas ben Asa ben Aharon HaKohen, Pinchas ben Asa HaKohen see, vayaqom mitoch ha'edah, and God mitoch ha'edah, vayikach Romach biyado. He took Romach, spear in his hand. Romach is Rahem, Cherem, and Romach. In other words, he saw Rechem, he saw the sin that was done with the Rechem, with the womb, and he saw Remach mitzvot, and he saw the Cherem. Cherem means designated of the Chal Israel. He took the Romach Biyado, Achar Ishmi Israel. He came after the Ishmi Israel, El Akuba, to the tent, Vayet Choret Shenehem, and he impaled both of them together, Et Ish Israel. In other words, and the lady El Kubata, the stomach, doing that, he went to the tent and they were both together. No, the halacha is like this. Only at the time of the sin you could destroy it. And if he gets up and kills you, he's potter. Therefore, now Chacham said there are 12 nisim that happened on this in this incident, and Hashem saved Pinchas, and Pinchas through that became a Kohen. Pinchas was not a Kohen. Because when HaKadosh Baruch Hu made Elazar and Aharon and Elazar children Kohen, Pinchas was born at that time, and Pinchas was not a Kohen. Pinchas didn't become Kohen till he did that. Zealousness through the HaKadosh Baruch Hu and to kill, even though that the Kohanim are the symbolic of life, that while a person knows, is zealous, and kills because of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and Hamitim and Magefa, there were 24,000 people. Now, there were 12 nisim that happened. What's the 12 nisim that happened? First of all, Zibri didn't get separated, first. Second, he had to scream for help, he didn't. Third, he put the male private part and the female private part together through the thing, and Lekane Binat Hashem. He was able to do that. They didn't come out of the spear. Fourth, fifth, Malach came and they didn't come out from the spear.
From the spear.
Spear, right, from spear. Sheba Malach, and the Malach came and put up the tent that he should come out. How should he come out? See, imagine two people on his shoulder and he has a spear like this. How should he come out? The Malach came, and because if he would put it down, would not be on the top. Now, the Shevet, they got up and they wanted to destroy Pinchas, but the Malach came and quieted down. The spear prolonged, became longer, because the spear was not, the length of the spear was not enough to afford, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu ate. HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave Kobach to Pinchas, Bezrosh Shel Pinchas, that he could take them all around, that everybody should see, and through that Magefa got stopped, and the spear didn't break. That's the 9th one. 10th one, the blood didn't come, because if the blood would come, the begodim of the Pinchas would get there, then become Nifsal. And 11, HaKadosh Baruch Hu kept them alive, because if Pinchas became Kohen at that time, Pinchas would become Tamil. Hashem kept them alive all along, and they died at the end. Now, if you put a spear on two people, in other words, the top becomes bottom becomes up. Hashem made the nest, that shouldn't happen. In other words, the top stayed as the top and the bottom stayed as the bottom.
Wow.
And that was the 12th nest that happens. There were 12 nisim that happened to say Pinchas, and that's why the name of Pinchas, my father's the say Pinchas Penchas, lest you have mercy. Sometimes in life you shouldn't have mercy. You have to destroy, and even though the Kohanim are the symbolic of life, they came through killing. And you see from this parasha how chamur it is. After 40 years in Midbar, still they had such a great nisayon with adultery, and 24,000 people died. The parasha said that's a very good limit for us to know that how chamur and how strict they are and how appealing it is. And we have to be very careful with this, because that maintains the kedusha of Am Israel.